Hey, everybody.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
My nose itches.
You smell peaches?
I must.
Someone's coming
Only
with a hole in
because
their
I'm on
britches.
camera. I mean, I didn't have to scratch my nose or my lip all morning.
That's the way it always happens.
It's the way it always happens. Hello, everybody. We're glad to have you all here.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And who we got here, Miss Barbara?
We got Thrifty Angela.
Hey, Angela.
And we have John from Over the Hill RV.
Hey, John.
We've got Out and About on Recumbents by BJ and Joe Ondo, which is my brother-in-law and my sister.
Hey, John. Hey, BJ and Jody. John, where are you at?
Yeah.
Where's John at? Kind of keep track on most folks, but I've lost track of you since we saw you up
in Kansas.
In Kansas, yeah. But hope you're doing well, John. It was fun seeing you, and yeah, let us know there in the chat, John, where you at, if you don't mind. I mean, some folks they don't want
people to know.
They don't want folks to know where they are, but we
tell people all the time where we are.
We are right there. Fire Ant Farm Harvest Host, Hillburg, Alabama, USA.
This is our last weekend here.
Yeah, they're kicking us out. The Harvest Host folks are kicking us out. We actually, it's going to be good getting back over at the lake because we actually get more done here at the house
when we're not at the house.
When we're not at the house. We have been at the house now for 2 weeks.
Yep, a little bit over 2 weeks.
Little over 2 weeks. And yeah, we got some stuff done. I got a project done on the RV that Matilda, we had an area where the old CRT, the big television, used to be in the front of the RV. And I took that out, I don't know, gosh, a year ago.
Took the TV out over a year ago.
It almost killed me. That TV was at least 80, 90 pounds. It was a huge monster. And it almost killed me taking it out, but I got it out. And he's back up in Kansas. That's where John is. Raging Adventures. Good to see y'all. Proud that you're here. We're going to be giving away a RV underway ball cap. And it's one of the few that we have left. So you're not going to have a choice of color. You're going to get the black RV underway ball cap. And we'll be giving that away at the half-hour mark.
Okay.
And then just before we go off, in honor of Thanksgiving, we're going to, in preparation for the holidays, we're going to give away a $20 Amazon gift card to one of you lucky visitors with us today. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
We say Amazon gift card.
Yeah.
Mainly because we use our Amazon account to do that.
Yeah.
But I could send them a different gift card if they want through Amazon still. But
I didn't know that, but yeah, we'll check with you. You can send us an email.
When we call your name and you're the winner, you just email me, and if I don't hear back from you and I have your email address, you're going to get an Amazon gift card. But I was just thinking, you don't have to get an Amazon gift card. So a $20 gift card of your choice that we can get sent to you via Amazon. Of course, I'll need an email address, but I pretty much have that for everybody. So it'll work.
Anyway, finishing up my story, we took the television out. And that was over a year ago. And I had these grandeur plans of what to do with that space, make a liquor locker, Old Navy rum locker up there, and also a little bit of storage. And I got that done. It actually turned out pretty good, didn't it, Miss Barbara?
It does look good. Looks like we have a lot of booze, though. And there's plenty of room for more.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll snap a picture of that and show y'all later. But we got that project done. Dan, the vintage RVer. Hello, all you crazy pirate RV owners.
And Lisa says, show us. Also, Michael Carter, I sent you a text, by the way. You need to reply yes or no. But I'm glad you're here.
Hello, just got back home from making some errands, running some errands for me and
Miss Jordan.
Our son Michael got a new pet, a new family member. Farquhar.
No. He got himself a little rabbit. He named her Jordan Hare.
They're good. They taste excellent.
Stop.
Just get her all fattened up there, Michael. I'm just kidding. I think that's awesome. You know, Michael lives in an apartment and had issues with a shelter rescue pet. And so he decided on a rabbit. And I think that's awesome. I asked him the other day at Thanksgiving dinner, I said, did you get a leash for the rabbit? And he goes, not yet. That's his emotional support animal.
Hey, we all need them sometimes.
Yeah, ours is emotionally supporting us over there, snoozing and cruising on the big pillar.
But I think we're more emotional support people for her than she is of emotional support animal for us.
Regine Adventure says, we are home based in York, South Carolina, near Charlotte, North Carolina. That's excellent. Again, we thank y'all for being here with us today. So ball cap given away on the half-hour mark, an official RV Underway ball cap. You know, they're rare. A select few folks have one, and we're going to give one away on the half-hour mark, and then a $20 e-gift card of your choice coming up just before we go off. And we'll do that with we'll just spin the wheel and give it away. Bald cap? Yes, it's a bald cap. You know, that's not a bad idea there, Dan. That sounds like a little enterprise, the bald cap. It could be just a bald, you know, that'd be cool. You know how the visor that has the hair coming out of the top of it? You have a visor, only it's bald. Hey. I just stole your idea there, Dan. Dan says that's what I do.
Well, Ray-Jen, we do have plans in the future. We don't know exactly when because, you know, we got to fill up our map. But we love Charlotte.
Oh, yes.
And we will go back. And I know Thrifty Angela lives out in that area. She just put that up there, too.
We need to get back up the East Coast, and Miss Barbara wants to go. She wants to time it so we can get up to New England. You know, I'm going to say it to watch the leaves change. But maybe later in 23.
Well, 23 in January, I can make the reservations. We're planning to do M23.
That's up in Michigan.
And that's in September. And we could leave Michigan, and depending on what's going on here at the home front, because we have a wedding to go to, we could do New England then, or we'd come down for the wedding and go up. But I'm afraid after the wedding, it might be too cold.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea there, Dan. Just go ahead and put a tap in there. Put me a couple of taps and go ahead and tube everything in so that I can put a kegger in one of the basement. That's not a bad idea. Thrifty Angela, that is neat to hear.
That she's outside of Charlotte.
Yeah.
We went to the races up there one year on our way to Mayberry.
Ray Jean says they're going to West Point in September next year.
Ooh.
New England is beautiful in the fall. I'm from, say it, Miss Barbara.
Massachusetts?
Yeah, you can say it. No, I'm sorry. It's one of the old, when I was working in radio, the morning show co-host, she couldn't say it.
There's a lot of things I can't say.
She couldn't say it.
Massachusetts isn't a problem.
She would say Massachusetts. how'd she say it? Oh, she said it was horrible. And every time you try to correct her, she would say it wrong and insist she was saying it right. Yeah. She would insist.
But anyway, we have our travel plans from the first of the year until.
Oh, she would say Massachusetts.
Okay, that's right. You must have been talking about Amy.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yeah. That's what, and you'd say Massachusetts, and she'd go Massachusetts, and you'd go, you didn't know.
But anyway.
Dan the Vintage RVer.
Oh, your nephew's a senior for the 23-24 West Point. Good at you.
Oh, that is cool.
That is cool. We are meeting men. Let me show it.
Okay.
Tempting to make a trip to Albuquerque. Yep, at the end of the year. But I need to buy in for my youngest teen girl angst for real. Your teen girl angst for real. Massachusetts. Yeah. We like I said, we have our travel plans. I've got them all booked up through our trip to Key West.
Cool.
And we are slated to stay in Key West until the end of March, but we might come a little bit earlier because I want to do a couple of stops, and then we have to get tags and stuff for the Jeep. And
now I got to ask you,
mm-hmm.
and most folks in here are part of the choir, so I'm not going to preach to them, but this trip between now and the Tampa RV show was to sell the house.
That's why we came here.
Is that still the plan?
I would hope so.
Okay.
Why?
It seems like you were kind of backing off of that.
Of selling the house?
Well,
I kind of thought
the timing issue.
I did kind of say, well, maybe we wouldn't because of the price of housing. And the housing market is not exactly beneficial right now. However, when I was telling you I was at the credit union and I was the only client there or customer there. So I was chit-chatting with several of the workers, and one of the women was there, and I was telling them we were having a house.
Yeah. Dan says backing off from not getting enough.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Hey, timing is whether or not they got they come up with the money.
And she was saying that honestly, because I was telling her that we were going to sell it as is, as a fixer-upper, and because we don't want to put whatever into the house.
I don't want to put windows in the house. It needs windows.
That we would, and I told her we'd knock 25,000 off, and she said, actually, that's probably a good thing right now. That's a decent market. Because new housing is actually at a standstill. So I don't know. We could have everything ready and have somebody come look at it and give us a better, because someone who's in the business.
Well, it's all a matter of how do we want to handle it? A private sale, just us, get a lawyer, and take care of it, and
I'd rather get a realtor make
excuse the middleman, but that realtor is going to get his 10% right off that.
They get 3%, and then the other realtor gets 3%, so it's 6%.
And you know that because you studied that stuff.
I was going to be a realtor.
Yep.
Until I got bored with it. No, anyway.
For those who don't know, who may not have been here last Sunday, we did sell Matilda G.
Yes.
And we got a good price for her.
Yes.
And she went to a great home.
Yes. And
Jennifer and Wade drove up from the Ocala area in Florida. And Matilda didn't want to go. That was the strangest thing. I mean, every day we owned her, I could go out to Matilda and boom, just fire her right up because she was ready to go. She loved to go. And we drove it. We test drove it. We went up and down the road we walked in and out of it, and Jennifer checked everything. Wade and Jennifer knew what they were looking for. And I mean, we fired it up and shut it down and fired it up and shut it down and drove it up and down the road and everything. And so we came back in here and we did the paperwork, the bill of sale, and we consummated the sale by transferring funds. And we said our goodbyes. And off they go. And we're sitting here. We can see Matilda out in the driveway. Matilda G, she's sitting there. And Wade gets in her. He's going to drive her home to Ocala. And she's going to follow in the vehicle. And they never leave. And I'm thinking, okay, he's setting the mirrors the way he wants them. And he's getting the seat adjusted and putting on the seat belt. And he's getting this and that and this, you know. Finally, Jennifer walks back over and goes, "It won't crank." And I said, "It won't what?" And it was a 1998 Fleetwood Bounder. And there weren't really a whole lot of interlocks on this thing. In other words, no safety interlocks, really. It'll crank with the parking gear engaged. It'll crank without the parking gauge engaged, or parking brake. It's got a bunch of buzzers, meaning if your antenna's up, it'll buzz. It didn't have slides, so it wouldn't buzz for slides. If your jacks were down, it would buzz. It warned you of everything, but it always cranked. It wouldn't crank. She did not want to go. And she pitched her a little fit and fouled up her starter coil, basically. The starter solenoid is what it turned out to be. After I ran and got a brand new battery, and that wasn't it. And after I went and bought some jumper cables, and anyway, I knew a little bit about starter solenoids, and I crawled under there with a screwdriver and boom, cranked it right up. And she was like, "Damn."
Well, hello to Bear and Don.
Hello, Bear and Don.
And they said that they sold their house discounted for repairs, priced as is, inspection by the buyer. I agree with that. At their expense was fine, and they're not fixing nothing. And I agree with that. And I think that we can do that. And this nomadic idea is here.
Hey, Scott.
He doesn't crank anymore either, he says. And he's in Cook City, Montana.
You'll be happy to know, Scott, that I just listed that generator for sale on Facebook Marketplace. So Scott remembers that generator. Ooh. But we never really used it beyond that trip.
No.
It's just been here at the house. I've had it, inside out of the weather, and it's pristine. And Scott says, "Oh, thank God." We would be out doing naked Pilates in the morning, and
you and Scott
right there at the Tampa RV show early, and lunges, stretches, and I'd say, "Did you sleep well last night?" And he'd go, "Oh, yeah, slept fine." I said, You serious?" Because we'd run that generator right up to a quiet time, and yeah. Anyway, Scott knows the generator, and that's I expect to sell that this coming week.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, Bear. I do just want to sell it because honestly, we're going to get more than we owe on it. That's not a problem. And to free up that extra money every month is well worth.
We're gonna turn a good profit, simply because of the land. We've improved it, as the land and 2 barns, which weren't here, 2 barns and fencing, which I never completed, but all the materials here. The new owner will get the fence. The posts are already in. I just never was able to get around. By the time I got to that point, my boys had already moved to town, and I lost my help. So
the work crew kind of faded on
so
us.
I didn't get the fence done, but all the materials are here for that. And so it's had some improvements. The house itself now is a 1970s, almost 5,000 square feet inside the home.
Yeah, and
that
we
includes
the inside.
Yeah, that includes the garage that's been closed in. And you could make all kinds of things out of that garage. That thing is huge.
It is huge. We almost put in a mother-in-law apartment.
We almost put a mother-in-law apartment.
Done all the floor plan that we wanted and
Yeah.
stuff, and then she decided she wanted to move in with her daughter. Hello, JW. It's good to have you here. The Aloha Conch. What the heck did I stumble into? You should know. It's your father. You never know what you're stumbling into. Never. But he's here, and hello to them.
Hello, JW.
We will see him at dinner tonight.
Okay, so the other son,
yeah,
is the one we haven't finalized plans for dinner tonight.
Well, neither one of them are very good at responding to their mother's texts. Neither one of those two.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Yeah, no, and back when I used to pay for their phone, it was a requirement or to have their phone turned off. But now that I don't pay for their phones, I don't hear from them. Me? Yeah, you.
Yeah. So, Scott, do you still have the van? And do you still have Lucille? Was it Lucy or Lucille? The Argosy. The Airstream.
I don't know.
Anyway,
nursing our travel bug is here. We are not worthy.
I know we're not worthy.
Not worthy.
Hello, family. It's always good to see you guys. Can't wait.
That's another thing.
Oh, you folks. I mean, there's some, a lot of folks in here we haven't met yet, and a lot of folks we have met, and we just want to meet you again.
Absolutely.
By the way, Scott. What did Scott say? Oh, anyway, Posh Cats.
Yes.
Trev and Sue. It's good to see y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. We always have a good time on our Sunday chats, and there's really no format. We just ramble. But Trev, are you following the World Cup? You and Sue? I got to tell you. I'm just, I don't know. I tried. I think I mentioned to you all before. My father was Air Force, spent 4 years as a young boy in England. And we'd play soccer at school, football. And I just never, my son played it. Clay played football, soccer. I just never got into it, but we sat there and watched England and the USA play the other night. And I swear to God, it was the longest experience. It was the most painful. I got to tell you, play all that time and tie at 0. I can't. And then flipped right over and watched Arkansas playing somebody college football, and within the first 15 minutes it was 17-7. I'm thinking, okay, now this is a football game. We got some scoring going on. But I just I never got into it again.
Are we there yet?
Yet?
It says, looks like we found your channel. Good to meet you.
Dan and Sammy.
So to speak. Absolutely. Well, we are.
Good to meet you too,
again,
Dan and Sammy.
The part of the house isn't going to be that bad. They need to put in new windows, and they probably need to do a little bit with some of the smaller areas. But we're not.
It's a great home. It's a solid home.
Oh yeah.
It's got just over 7 acres of land. It's out in the country. It's quiet. There's a well on the property. It's 2 barns. Sounds like I'm trying to sell it to y'all, but had 2 barns on the property. It's almost 5,000 square feet, which is way too big. The yard is too big for us to mow anymore. I ain't about that no more.
Don't want to be here.
I don't want. I spent, if I wasn't on the lawn tractor cutting the grass, or Miss Barbara,
I was most of the
I was fixing it.
You were fixing it a lot.
Because when you have to cut 7 acres of land, I mean, we tried to cut 7 acres, and then we chopped it back and just cut around the house, which is like 2.5, 3 acres.
Yeah, about 3 acres now.
And
Let
So
the
if
woods grow in. So now you got woods to go visit.
So yeah, if we
Critters.
weren't on the lawnmower, we were fixing the damn lawnmower.
Anyway, what I was going to say before we got back onto the house, so many Thanksgiving pictures on Facebook. I just could not even keep up. I enjoyed all the pictures, but I just could not even keep up with it. It was great to see that. So I really enjoyed all the Facebook posts on Thanksgiving.
And as it says right here, happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. And yes, Michigan put a whooping on the Buckeyes yesterday.
How about that?
Some good football yesterday.
That's our son Michael's favorite team, the Wolverines, and we obviously pulled for them. Yeah,
it was a great game. And did you see Nebraska beat Iowa? So that's Natasha. She's got that in her pocket for you.
LSU got beat.
LSU got beat. I mean, it's
Clemson got beat.
It's all confusing. We don't have any idea what's going to happen.
Let them all hash it out, and Alabama just kind of sneaked right back in. I think they're ranked number 5, or suspected to be ranked number 5.
They're suspected to be ranked number 5, but it's sort of like I told you about. We were talking about Houston football. We had just on
Houston,
and he said
the Texans.
Ricky goes, I don't think Houston's going to make it to
the Super Bowl.
And I says, well, if they buy tickets, and
they got a 1-8-1 season.
I feel like that.
And they're losing now. Well, they probably already lost. The game was down to 4 minutes long before we came on. But they were playing the Dolphins, and oh, good. Oh, by the way, let me ask you guys in the chat. Last live stream, last Sunday, we had some static in the microphone. I've since fixed the microphone, I think. Let me take the mouse here. I just want to make sure we're actually using, let's go to settings, audio, and no, I'm gonna switch the microphone to the Snowball. And y'all tell me if there's static.
No static right now. So
okay, now I just switched it. So if there's static on the microphone, let me know.
Okay.
Sounds
so
good.
Far it sounds good.
All right,
okay.
Good. I've got a Yeti Snowball, and I like the microphone. Still no static. Good. Still no static. Good. Excellent. All right, we'll let
tone change. It sounds like a can.
Yeah, it's a different microphone. The one we were using is the microphone array that's on the laptop, which is I'm pointing at it, and the other one is right there at the sounds clear.
Okay,
sorry,
good.
No static.
Okay,
gave me anything.
That's his favorite microphone.
Sounds
anyway.
like a can.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Anyway, let's see. What time is it? It's 29 minutes after. So we said we were giving away the RV Underway ball cap, RV Underway swag right here. Someone's going to win this beautiful. It's one of the last ones we have. We got to get some more made. So you don't have a choice of color. You're going to get the black with the logo. And so let's go ahead and set that up. The word is turkey.
Okay.
So go ahead and start typing the word turkey into the chat. I'm going to bring up the tool here that we use to give away the prizes. Let's get this set. The word is turkey. Folks. Miss Barbara, spell that for them to make sure they get it right. No. I mean, spell it out loud while I type it.
Turkey. Turkey, and it doesn't mean turkey. 3 of clubs. that was nursing our travel bag.
That's right.
But he's going to put turkey in, and it is at the half hour. So sounds good. Turkey. It was good. We had a good Thanksgiving dinner. We cheated. We went to Cracker Barrel and had their Thanksgiving dinner with our boys, and that was a really good meal. And we ate a lot.
Yep.
And enjoyed it. It was very good.
All right. We are now sharing the screen. And the word is turkey, Turkey, Turkey. Give everybody a good chance to type that in. While we're doing that, I want to let you know we're going to give away a $20 e-gift card. We usually give away an Amazon e-gift card, but if you don't want an Amazon e-gift card, Miss Barbara can hook you up with whatever you want.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to do that just before we go off. Again, want to thank everybody for being here. We really appreciate you folks. We made lasagna this year.
We actually made lasagna the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which was great because since we went out to eat, number one, it was cheaper for us to go out and eat. And number two, we had leftover lasagna. So we had lasagna for, kind of wanted pizza. That sounded good to me, but yeah, we had turkey.
Pizza is a good idea.
Yeah.
No cooking or dishes. Heck yeah. I think it's unfortunate that as a society, we're starting to edge in that direction. Because it just, unless you have a huge family and you're entertaining your family, and it's a traditional thing, I understand that. But families are so disconnected and distant today, and I mean just sheer miles.
Right.
It's just so much easier just to say, everybody, we going to so and so, meet us there, and
well, I liked.
I had free Little Caesars pizza. Well, you also had turkey, because I know the turkey that bought you that turkey.
Well, I paid for it.
Oh, yeah, I told you I knew the turkey that bought you that turkey. Pork chop. That sounds good. 11 watching, 7 likes. Turkeys. Okay, I tell you.
I think we got everybody.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Everybody's had a chance. Going once, going twice. Type turkey in there if you haven't already. If you type it multiple times, it does not mean you have multiple opportunities to win. You'll still have just one chance to win. But anyway, this is for an RV underway ball cap. And we'll send that right off to you. Miss Barbara loves sending those off because the price of postage to get that ball cap to you actually cost more than the ball cap cost for us to get it made.
But close.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and draw. Posh Cats Camping has turkey in there. Gobble, gobble. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. And the winner am.
Tick, 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 tick.
Dan, the vintage RVer. I don't think Dan's got one of our ball caps.
He might not, but I think I've got his information.
Okay.
So, but to be on the safe side, because, you know, people do change their email addresses, do change their home addresses. Dan, send us a email, just a quick note at rvunderway@gmail.com, rvunderway@gmail.com, and I'll get you taken care of. Oh, he's paying for the postage. Dan,
what in the heck? Dan, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, man.
You surely didn't have to do that.
Good gracious. Anyway, ball cap coming your way, Dan, and thank you for that super chat. $20 from Dan the man, Dan the vintage RVer, and that means thanks again, Dan. We certainly appreciate it. Thank you. We're taking Captain Boney down to Key West.
Yes,
we're going to party with Captain Boney on the beach at Key West down at Sigsbee. So we'll be down there about 2 months.
Yep, we're going to be there for a while.
Hey, family, nursing our travel bug. Where y'all at, if you don't mind saying?
Well, I know they were at Branson not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm sure they've moved on from there.
Yep. They travel a lot now that Natasha is still doing the remote thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope. Ray Jean's Adventure said they had how many?
14, I think.
14, and 7 of them stayed for 3 days, and they left like 2 hours ago. And of course, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I do think an option now is to go, because more and more places offer, a Thanksgiving. And we went to Cracker Barrel, and they had a reduced menu just for Thanksgiving.
Right.
So you could still get a couple of different items and sides, but really they were cooking turkey and dressing and pumpkin pie and all that stuff.
North of Waco in a Thousand Trails Park.
I tell you, I'm starting to get a little concerned because we ain't using our Thousand Trails.
We really haven't been, but Florida is
so starting to bother me, because
we need to start going other places.
We put so much money into that thing.
We need to hit the road in other places. I mean,
and I noticed she booked one down in the Everglades. You booked 1,000 trails, and I noticed you sent them $20, and I'm going, what the heck?
It's a resort. Well, again, because they're the high demand ones are hard to get into. That's why. And we keep looking at Florida right after a hurricane hits, and so there's, anyway.
Hey, Ray Jean, Adventures, thank y'all for coming. We really appreciate it. You have a great evening too. Again, we thank you so much. Ray Jean says, glad they have left. LOL. The other day, JW got all the pumpkin pie.
He did. And Ray Jean,
they're headed to Arizona next week.
Nursing our travel buggies. Yep. But what I was going to say to Ray Jean is one of my wish lists or one of my bucket list things to do is to go see Army Navy game play. Now, I don't know about next year because it'll be hosted by Army, but in 2 years it goes back to Navy. And
at Annapolis?
Yeah. Or they do it in Philadelphia a lot.
Dawn and Bear say the Texas is smack full of
there's quite a few, and we stayed at one in Texas.
Well, that's our problem. We're not
going to the right places yet because we're doing other things.
How many does Alabama have? Like one?
One, and it's like way away from us.
One. But anyway, again, the only thing tying us to this area other than family is the house. Hopefully when we get rid of the house, then we'll start utilizing that 1,000 trails a lot more. We love our memberships, Passport America. If you want Passport America, I think it's like $40 a year. And we have found that the Passport America is great for like one night stops because most of the Passport Americas, you only get the first or second night free. If you stay like a week, you're going to get the first couple of days free. So really, if we just use them for those stops, it's more than paid for itself. Already it's paid for itself.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, if you like Passport America, there's a link in the description down here. There's a link down there for Passport America, and you can click on that and go check it out. We're also Harvest Host members.
Yes.
And Boondockers welcome.
And going down to Tampa is both two Harvest Host.
We like Harvest Host. If you've never used Harvest Host, and Boondockers welcome. We've stayed several times at Boondockers welcome. And when Army hosts the game, it's the best. No.
It's a Navy thing. But
Dan says Passport America saved my butt when working in Maryland for 3 months. Yeah,
it will. But anyway, we've had some not so great Passport Americas. That one outside of Vicksburg, but we've had some excellent ones.
It was still okay for an overnight.
Yeah, but the one we stayed in Louisiana, that was probably
you couldn't beat the price.
Well, that's true.
See,
and
there you go.
You're off the road. You're not
you're
driving.
Off the road. You're not driving, and you're not sitting in a parking lot like at Cracker Barrel or Walmart.
It was a little shady in Vicksburg.
Well, clarify that. It wasn't shady in that it was in a bad neighborhood or anything. It was shady because the plumbing was old and broken, and the electrical box looked like a mess, and just it hadn't been up yet.
Really, the only other people that were there besides us, and they were probably the nicest people in the whole wide world, but they had one of those trailers with no windows, a trailer, and they were living out of it, and that was a little weird.
BJ and Joe says they did the Black Bear restaurant for Thanksgiving. I've seen pictures of the Black Bear. My wife has never taken me there.
It's because nobody wanted to go when we were there.
I know, but anyway, it's
we were looking. I've
seen pictures and saw where family went, and but we haven't gone.
Although we've been out of Colorado now for 2 months. 2 months yesterday. 2 months. It's been forever since we've been in Colorado, and we're anxious to go back again. Then we could do it. They said that Bear and Don says that they didn't pick up Harvest Host because the state parks and Corps of Engineers are so cheap. You usually have electricity and water at least. That's really where we're at. And that's why we haven't been traveling enough to use the Thousand Trails, is because we will use Corps of Engineer and state parks whenever we can. And that's really part of it. But the only place we really looked outside of making that little detour through Texas was Texas. So
anyway, Dan, the Vintage RVer, won the ball cap. We'll get that off to you, Dan. Dan gave us a super chat. We certainly appreciate that super chat, Dan. Just before we go off, which is probably in about 18 more minutes. So I'd say in about 15 more minutes, we're going to throw another word out there, and we're going to give away a $20 e-gift card. Just in time for some holiday shopping.
Yeah. Yippee.
Yeah.
You showed him his hat. Yippee.
I tell you, Black Friday.
Out here, it was a real bust.
Well, yeah, I busted my bank account.
Well, that's because you did online shopping and you had to buy something that was extremely necessary, and we couldn't get anybody to come
extremely expensive. Extremely expensive.
Which means you've got a little bit of...
But I got a good price on everything.
When are we expecting the package?
All of them will be in. There was a bunch of stuff I had to order. All of them will be in before the 5th of December.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, it's the solar project. I've had the solar panels. I've had the solar controller, charge controller, and all the cabling. But I needed to get a inverter charger. Mm-hmm. And I needed to get, and those things are expensive, and I needed to get batteries, and those things are doggone expensive. Holy cow.
Well, especially because you wanted the bigger one.
Well, I got two 300 amp hours from Cloud Energy. They offered me the best price and a little bit of a discount, and they look like the ones that had real good customer service. Okay. You got to be careful with some of those companies. Hey, let's face it, they're all coming out of China, but whether or not they have a presence, a support presence here in the U.S. But yeah, Black Friday, no offense. It was expensive. You know, when you start breaking down all the little cutaway switches, your bus bars, your fuse, your breakers, and extra cabling, and then you got to get crimping tools to make all those cables. And, you know, I can't wait to get the project underway. I got Matilda cleaned up because obviously when I put those solar panels, there'll be 8 of them to start with, 800 watts up on the roof. Obviously, once I put them up there, she needs to be clean because it's not going to be easy to clean under those panels once I get them in place. So,
Nursing Our Travel Bug says that they've been looking for some lithium batteries to upgrade their bank as well. Bye moolah. Absolutely. Yeah. It was expensive, but it needed to get done.
Here's my problem and why it took so long.
I know.
We had several companies reach out to us and offering to send us batteries. And I'm not opposed to that. The problem was once I told them I needed 2 300 amp hour batteries, they wouldn't answer their email anymore. They offered the YouTube collaboration program with, make a video for them. And just as soon as you tell them what you need, they're like, oh, I thought you just needed like one lead acid 100 amp hour battery. And so, yeah, just kind of scared them all away. The news out of Houston was that the stores weren't as crowded as usual, but online set records this year.
I think that has a lot to do with it. In our local area, I think only one store open earlier than normal working hours, and they had people stay overnight there. That was Eagle Eye Outfitters.
The Aloha Conch says it was very slow at Walmart.
Very slow.
Also, up on the roof, dance. It reminds me.
On the roof.
No, well, that song too. Up on the rooftop, reindeer.
It's Christmas. Well, we haven't listened to A Very Special Christmas, so no, GRP.
GRP Christmas.
That's our Christmas album.
Yeah, it became a family album years ago.
40 years, or well, not quite. 35 years, maybe.
My mother and father always had, Christmas albums. And of course, we're talking 33 1/3 albums, and Perry Como, and then of course Bing Crosby's White Christmas, the album, and those were the growing up Christmas. I think they had a Burl Ives Christmas album, and a bunch of stuff. But our Christmas album, it was actually a CD. Was GRP. GRP is a record label for jazz.
For jazz, right.
And that GRP Christmas, the original one.
The first one that came out.
Wow, we fell in love with it, and it's just been our family's Christmas album. Now, Dub would say his Christmas album is a Star Wars Christmas.
We had that one too.
What do you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already has a comb? Thanks for the reminder. That's right, the Aloha Conch. So yeah, we'll fire that up. Ricky got it, but I appreciate Barb's holiday reference. That's right. I was thinking, who was it? The Platters, Up on the Roof,
something like that,
or the Drifters,
or
Platters.
The Mannheim Steamroller. Yes.
Yeah, Mannheim is another great Christmas album. And of course, we like Harry Connick Jr.
Yes.
And he put out a great Christmas album 20 years ago. That was
longer than that, but still.
Yeah. But Harry Connick. And the great thing about his Christmas album was it was all original music. I think one or two of the songs were classics, but they were all new songs, new Christmas songs. And that's hard to come by. New Christmas songs. Everybody wants to sing old Christmas songs. So let's see here. It's about 12 minutes before the hour. 12 minutes before the hour. Insert your time zone here. The giveaway, we'll throw a word. What's the word going to be? I'll let them start putting it in now.
I don't know. You did turkey. So what do you want to do now?
How about why is it so difficult to pick a word?
I don't know. How about holiday?
Holiday. 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 Go ahead, y'all can type that in, and we'll spin that wheel just before we go off in about 10 minutes from right now. Let's see. So we're gonna Christmas over at the lake.
Yes.
And then we're going to...
Well, we're slated to go to Lake Seminole.
Lake Seminole, which is another big lake just west of the Okefenokee Swamp.
Right. Corps of Engineer.
Near Chattahoochee, Bainbridge, Georgia.
We may, and then we're going to come back here for a week to do whatever final things we need to do before we hit the road. I'd like to get all our tax information to the tax guy. Everything can be done on
I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
Now what?
I don't think we should do Lake Seminole.
I was already thinking that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
knowing what I have in store for this solar project,
because you want to be out of the wooded area to put the panels up.
Well, I'm going to put the panels up here tomorrow.
Okay.
But all that wiring and there's just a bunch of stuff that needs to be done. And being here at the house, I'm not worried about making noise in the campground if I got to use the drill or, or.
Well, that's why
I don't like working. I don't like working on the RV in a campground.
Except for when we're at Tampa RV Park and we're running a loud generator. That's really the only time we. And Scott's our neighbor, and that's.
But generators were allowed.
They were allowed.
Most campsites tell you that you cannot work on your RV while you're there now, or wash your RV or this, that, and the other. Now, a lot of campsites are lax on that. I know fam camps. We were able to wash the Jeep, and we saw other folks doing it, so we just we claim ignorance. We were just going to hop in and we did it too. But I really don't like to work because I just don't like to work in the campground unless I absolutely have to. But anyway, I think after the lake, just after Christmas,
we can come here.
We come back here.
That's fine.
And finalize everything. I can get to the last minute work on the solar. Mitch Miller.
That's right.
And the gang Christmas sing-along. Now, most of you folks don't remember Mitch Miller, but he had a TV show with a little bouncing ball, and it was Sing Along with Mitch. Right. And Mitch Miller was a little cool cat is what he was. Had him a little goatee, a little mustache, and a little goatee, and he's a little folksy singer. In fact, I think that's the first place on the Mitch Miller show, Sing Along with Mitch, they had Trini Lopez on there. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, and the little ball would bounce across the screen.
All right. So the giveaway is going to be a $20 gift card.
Yep.
When we draw, if you're our winner, make sure you text me or email me. Our email address is rvunderway@gmail.com. And it will be a $20 gift card because I can go through Amazon and send you any kind just about. So give me your preferences, and that's for our winner. And so we just want to let you know that, but you got to type in the word holiday. I think we've got 6 entries right now. So.
Yeah, he was a beatnik. That's the word I was looking for. I said a folksy dude, a little a beatnik. That's right. It's kind of what he looked like.
Yeah.
Kind of an older beatnik though, because Mitch was, I don't know, he was older. But anyway, when we weren't watching Lawrence Welk, we were watching Sing Along with Mitch.
Back when we had TVs that you only had one TV and there was no remote, so
and you only had 3 channels.
Or if you were lucky, you had 4 because you had PBS.
2 UHF and a VHF channel.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. And, buddy, if the president was talking, you were screwed. Because he was on all the channels.
Yeah. And if you were watching a playoff game and Heidi was supposed to come on, you watched Heidi.
That's right. My God, the Sunday night movie,
Yeah. That was kind of cool because families did that more back then. Now we
planned our week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that was back in the day. That was before on-demand television, on-demand entertainment. You had to schedule around when things were going to be on TV. And back when I was a child in the 60s, they would only show The Wizard of Oz like once a year, and it is Kraft Foods would sponsor The Wizard of Oz. And every year they do it. And I mean, it was a big deal. Folks would come over to the house. You'd have kids come over. I mean, it was a big deal to schedule watching The Wizard of Oz. And of course, our Sunday nights, the big show for our Sunday nights, Bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was followed by or preceded by Lassie. But that was the big night of the week. And of course, I loved Wild Wild West. And that was my, I always wanted to be a cowboy and a secret agent. My God.
And make cool little inventions.
Well, that was Artemis Gordon who made all the cool
was
inventions.
Still a secret agent.
He was a secret agent. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
That was,
right.
And then they made a movie out of it, and it was horrible.
Okay, 5 minutes, so we need to go ahead and.
The movie was horrible. I'm stepping on someone's toes. Love waiting and watching The Wizard of Oz every year. I know it would come on once a year, and it was a big deal. And them monkeys scared the shit out of me. I hated that old wicked old witch on that bicycle, and your little dog too, and those damn monkeys. I never could figure out
the flying monkeys
if they were real monkeys, trained monkeys, or little men in little monkey suits. I still ain't sure, but they were scary. When she was looking in that crystal ball and they were flying in the windows. And UHF helped me learn to drive in snowstorms.
Okay, do your drawing.
Yep. And Dad watched his news. That's right. Walter Cronkite, Dan Rather. That's the way it was. And if Walter Cronkite said it, by God, it was the gospel truth. We didn't know what spin was back then. I want to think that they were giving us the lowdown, the real skinny, not like today. But anyway, let's go ahead and bring up our little giveaway tool here. The word is holiday. If you haven't typed it already into the chat, please do so now. Holiday, HOLIDAY. And we will get this thing ready. This is a $20 e-gift card. Miss Barbara will get your information. We'll get you to send us an email. We're going to go ahead and start collecting. We've got 9 entries already. 9 folks. We're about 3 minutes away from saying goodbye. So I'm going to give you all about 30 more seconds to type holiday. Type holiday in the chat. Holiday in the chat.
And this $20 gift card is brought to you by Dan, the Vintage RVer.
That's right. That's right. It's called regifting.
Regifting.
Thank you, Dan. By the way, Dan gave us a $20 super chat, and we got to see Captain Boney earlier, which I can't wait to party with Captain Boney down in Key West. That's coming up here in about a month about a month. About 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and get this thing up. You've had plenty of time to type holiday into the chat. So let's see who our winner is. We may be
we're not locked up yet.
We're not locked up?
Mm-mm.
No, I guess not. There we go.
There
all right.
you go.
It just took a while. It was thinking. But anyway, there's the word HOLIDAY, holiday, which is what we hope y'all have a great holiday, a great Christmas coming up. And we hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did.
We did.
And we're going to do that tonight with my sister and her family.
Yep.
And our boys. Yep. But anyway, let's see who this winner is. We're going to go ahead and spin it right now. Good luck. And our winner
over the
John.
John, I've got his information, but you do need to let me know what kind of gift cards you would like.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it can be
Amazon
Visa,
gift card or
Amazon,
Visa, MasterCard,
MasterCard,
$20 e-card.
Cracker Barrel or
Walmart
something like that,
or whatever you want.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it.
That's it.
We've got a dinner date tonight. We hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and it's not over yet. You know, you got tonight, and you also have Cyber Monday tomorrow. If you ain't spent enough money, you got Cyber Monday tomorrow.
Woo.
And also we have, what is it? Tuesday is Thanksgiving was Thursday. Tuesday is something special. Okay. I can't remember, but we love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. We hope you have a great week coming up and a great Christmas season. And until we see you again, fair winds and following seas. Bye, y'all.
You got it, Amazon.